Hello and welcome to the national debate. I'm Madhavdas G. Viewers, India may have landed a hammer blow on Pakistan during Operation Sindoor, but even if Pakistan is convinced about it, the opposition back home in India appears restive. Ever since the ceasefire, the opposition has demanded answers from the government and a direct statement from the Prime Minister on their operation, as well as a decision to announce a cessation of firing. However, the opposition need not wait much longer, as the date and time for the Operation Sindoor debate has been announced in Parliament. Parliament is going to hold a 32-hour-long discussion on India's military action. Lok Sabha is expected to begin the discussion on the 28th of July and the Raj Sabha a day later. The Prime Minister will also be intervening during the course of this discussion. However, in the build-up to this big debate, the opposition continues to mount the offensive, with Rahul Gandhi once again questioning the success of Operation Sindoor. So on this edition of the national debate, we put the focus on how much Operation Sindoor really has delivered, and is it that the opposition fails to appreciate India's achievements solely for the sake of politics, or does India still have some unfinished business with Pakistan? Let me quickly introduce this as far as our guests are concerned. Our panelists joining us here in the studio is RP Singh, national spokesperson of the BJP. We have Karan Verma, author, with us. Air Vice Marshal P.K. Srivastava is a defense expert joining us here in the studio. Also with us is Advocate Nikhil Jain. Tehseen Poonawalla is also a political analyst with us. Joining us is Ashutosh Mishra, senior journalist, and Vandana Sinha is spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. Let's quickly take this across as far as the first talking point that we are going to be debating on the show this evening. And first talking point is what has been stated as far as this particular debate is concerned. There will be on the 28th of July a 16-hour allotted debate. Of course, it may spill over to the next date as well. And this is going to happen in the Lok Sabha. On the 29th of July, again 16 hours have been allotted in the Rajya Sabha. The PM is expected to intervene in both the houses of Parliament and brief not just the Parliament, but through the Parliament, the nation of what really has transpired. But what is the stand that has been taken by the government and the opposition? The opposition stand is that they want a discussion on Operation Sindoor. Government says that the discussion in Parliament is going to happen next week. In fact, many say this was discussed even in the all-party meeting. Opposition stand is that PM should speak on Operation Sindoor earlier. Some of them had also stated that he should be present throughout the debate. Government says that PM will intervene in both the houses. Now, we are looking at the opposition coming out to say that centre is running away from accountability on this issue. Government's response is that 32 hours have been allocated for a detailed debate in both houses of Parliament. Let me quickly open this up and take it across to our guests joining us. Let me start with you first. Tehseen Poonawalla, why would you say that the government is running away from its accountability? This was discussed in the all-party meeting. There was talk on Monday also of time being allotted. There were BAC meetings that were held on Monday, from the best of my understanding. Where would you say that the government is running away if they are ready for a debate in Operation Sindoor? Why disrupt the House for the last several days?
Thank you so much for having me on the show. Namaste to all my friends and to your viewers. Let me at the onset very strongly register a protest against your opening remarks, where you said, and I quote you, that Rahul Gandhi questioned the success of Operation Sindoor and the opposition doubts it. I'm quoting you, the two statements. May I please ask you, and I think we are the opposition here, none of us doubt our military strength or the fact that we won Operation Sindoor. None of us. And we've repeatedly said this. Let me add this to a remark you said where the government says they briefed us in the all-party meeting. The Honourable Prime Minister never chaired any of the all-party meetings. It was done by the Honourable Home Minister and other people. But yes, the Home Minister and Defence Minister. Defence Minister. But they did not. But the Prime Minister did not chair.
Don't twist that.
Okay, the government did. The government did. Okay, one by one. There is a statement. Once again, we'll go one by one. There is a statement of Rahul Gandhi. I'll explain exactly.
Defence Minister is answerable. That's why he chaired, not the Home Minister.
Okay, let's go one by one. But Tehseen, come to the point. Answer the question that I've asked you.
Now, the question is that first the opposition wanted a special session of Parliament to discuss Operation Sindoor, because that would have completely kept the focus on that. That has not happened. The government has run away from it. We know when a BAC meeting, the next day the Vice President, Chairperson, Rajya Sabha's House was supposed to take place to discuss Operation Sindoor. The Vice President was asked to resign, and we know the reasons why. We also know when Kharge ji went...
That's got nothing to do with Operation Sindoor.
How do you learn this? He was asked to resign.
Let me
what the viewers of Times are seeing.
No.
Opposition is not allowed to speak. The minute opposition speaks, the government intervenes.
You can misquote.
The government is.
You can't
speak in your time, sir.
You can't misquote.
The vice president.
आप अनपढ़ हैं. आपने पढ़ा नहीं.
The prime minister
रेजोल्यूशन नहीं पढ़ा आपने.
the winters are not cold. The prime minister.
Okay, his point is Tehseen, that the vice president
was there a meeting supposed to happen?
That is the official statement. You can discuss. We are not debating the vice president resignation. I am telling you.
Your question is why the opposition.
Let me come to the point that Rahul Gandhi made. One second. You first of all questioned why I am saying what Rahul Gandhi has said. This is exactly his quote, and you can correct me if I am wrong. You are saying that Operation Sindoor is ongoing. Yes. On one hand, you are saying that we have become victorious. Either it is a victory or Sindoor is ongoing. Has India attacked 11 Pakistani military bases and 9 terror centers ever before? Is it a victory? The question is, if he is questioning whether Sindoor is ongoing or whether it's a victory, is that not questioning the government?
1 second. The government of India says Operation Sindoor is still ongoing. The CDC goes and gives the CDS.
So do you not believe? Do you not believe that the military bases and the terror centers have been attacked?
I believe he hammered Pakistan.
So why are we questioning this? Then?
I'll answer that. The CDS went to Singapore and gave an interview to a foreign publication saying that we suffered losses. The defense attaché. We believe the army is powerful and, like always, smashed Pakistan to oblivion. Pakistan begged for a ceasefire at 3:30. The question to ask is the government escaped saying Operation Sindoor is still going on. And yet in the pre-parliament briefing, the Honorable Prime Minister said we will celebrate a victory. So can we have one thing? Is that
what the CDS says? That itself is debatable. Now,
why are they shouting? Why are they allowing the opposition to speak?
One by one. You made your point. Now respond. RP Singh.
Can I also shout in between?
Is that what you had your say?
No, I'm not. Because you interrupted.
We've spoken for about 5 minutes now. RP Singh.
This is what happens in Parliament. The government does not allow the opposition to speak because there are no facts.
Okay. RP Singh, now respond to the point.
Let me answer that first. It is other way around. On Manipur, Prime Minister was speaking. Whole of the opposition was in the well and was shouting, and they walked out.
Nobody was in the well when Prime Minister was speaking on Manipur.
They walked out,
that is wrong on fact. Walking out is different. Nobody. They walked out because the Prime Minister did Man Ki Baat, only went to Manipur when we walked out.
Okay.
He was doing Man Ki Baat, not one Kam Ki Baat.
When you ask about everything on the earth, in the Parliament, obviously Prime Minister will have to answer everything what you ask for.
And the debate is on Manipur. Prime Minister was talking about
just one part which I asked about.
One by one. This is
Manipur is there.
Let's talk one by one, please. Yeah. RP Singh, respond to the specific points. 3 or 4 points that he has made. He says that A, you are not factually correct in what you have stated, and he has responded to 2 or 3 of the points which you wanted to intervene. Now, please respond to him.
Very, very clear. Prime Minister is on record saying that, the government is on record saying that Prime Minister will participate in the debate. It's there on record. He will participate in the debate, but they don't rely on that also. Even in Manipur, when Prime Minister was speaking on the subject, they created chaos there. And then I remember there was another scene where one of the opposition leaders was shouting and Prime Minister offered him a glass of water. We remember that also. So we are not running from the debate. And day one, Nadda ji has categorically stated that we are ready to discuss each and every point on Operation Sindoor. But don't put the army to shame. When you say serious,
give me a second. Put the army to shame.
Give me a second.
I object to this. You put the army to shame.
He's saying because
you put the army to shame. Did you put the army to shame?
We can't do this.
You can't put code
also, please.
You misquoted. You
can't say we put army to shame.
Yes, because you misquoted CDS.
You can't say we put army to shame.
No. So what did the CDS actually say? Clarify.
No. CDS said yes. There were some glitches in the operation. There were some. I'll get you the right word also. There were some glitches in the operation. We recovered, and none of our pilots, all our pilots are safe. So what
there are various innings is what he was referring to. But the larger question.
That is what the DGMO said. The CDS said something else.
I'll exactly quote the CDS. I'll get you the exact quote.
Another what is more incriminating is what the defense attaché in Indonesia said, Captain Shiv Kumar, that we suffered losses. Our planes did go down, but that was primarily on. I'll show you the printout right away, sir. I'll show you the printout right away.
I'll show you the video.
Captain Shiv Kumar said that the only reason we suffered losses, Indian military suffered losses, was because of the political compulsions. Because was the political establishment in the country, tied the hands of our military, told them to enter into Pakistan's territory, but not attack the Pakistan Air Force bases.
I'll appreciate again, Mr. Scott. Please send that video.
Sir,
please send that video.
RP sir, give me 2 minutes. I have the printout. I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you. Rather, the point that I'm trying to make is that nobody has ever said that Operation Sindoor and how we attacked Pakistan and how we hammered Pakistan was a failure of the forces. Our forces did a fabulous job. What it was a failure of was of this government, was of the foreign policy. Yes. The fact that Pakistan went around telling the world, oh, India has not done anything and this government couldn't do anything, and only 2 weeks later, and Manish Tiwari to defend their stance before the world. You have a Donald Trump saying 25 times.
Let's go one by one. We'll talk about the communication strategy first. But Karan Verma, respond to what he's saying. He's saying that we are referring to the government's failure, not the army's failure. Your response to Nikhil Jain.
Time and again, Madhav, it was Rahul Gandhi who put out Narendra surrender. Now, what does he mean when he says कि उधर से ट्रंप का फोन आया और नरेंद्र मोदी ने सरेंडर कर दिया? हमारे DGMO ने ये बात कही है that DGMO has categorically stated that it is Pakistan that called up. That means, Nikhil, that means Tehseen, you are not respecting what the DGMO has said and you are going on to peddle this narrative that Narendra Modi surrendered. So that is how you put the army to shame. That is how you lie through your teeth. Because the DGMO is categorical. It was Pakistan that begged for a ceasefire and we paused the operations. So that is number one. Secondly, look how Nikhil turned around. First he said that the planes have come down. Then he said suffered losses. No one ever mentioned planes coming down. He changed his statement midway. Secondly, you know, Madhav, look at his fixation. One second.
Chief of Defence Staff admits to losing aircraft, Indian Express.
That's a wrong statement. That's a wrong statement.
I give it to that.
Put out the quote.
Desi bluff.
No. This is it's again. No, this needs to be clarified.
He has made similar comments to some international.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't. Put out the exact quote. Don't put out Indian Express
article for him.
It's a wrong article.
What is wrong article? Okay, what
put out the exact quote.
Let him say. What does the CDS say?
Put out the exact quote. They talked about losses which are a natural part of any operation, and why is Nikhil so fixated on losses? Have you ever seen a cricket match where a team wins the match and you are obsessed with how many wickets did they lose? This shows his obsession. This Narendra surrender, Jairam Ramesh Singh, MPs bhi ghoom rahe aur Atankwadi bhi ghoom rahe. So they have tried to undermine the army at every single step. What do you mean by Narendra surrender? मुझे ये बताओ. DGMO झूठ बोल रहे हैं कि पाकिस्तान ने surrender किया.
नरेंद्र मोदी फौज के कपड़े पहन लेते हैं पर फौज में है नहीं.
फालतू की बात कर रहे हो. What do you mean by surrender?
Narinder Modi is not the Indian Army, is not the Indian Force.
No. That is
not the Indian Air Force, not the Indian military. He's a politician.
Look,
I am not going to respect the politician in the manner that I respect my forces.
Once again,
Narendra surrender.
Ashutosh, question for Ashutosh. What is the meaning of a term like Narendra surrender? The implication is that they spoke. At that point of time, there was no conversation between the Prime Minister and President Trump. Isn't that a completely fictitious thing then to be able to try and tell the people of India? One second.
Isn't it negating the DGMO's version?
Yeah,
please
ask. It's belittling that version. Respond.
3 points I would like to make. First, I will like to quote Om Birla, political sanskar. So the political sanskar of BJP ecosystem is to twist facts and mislead the people. The Indian opposition has never questioned the DGMO. What the DGMO said, that he received the call from Pakistan. Accepted. There's no one questioning that. Indian army did well, accepted. Nobody questioned that. We hammered Pakistan. Now the question here is that why does Trump say 25 times that it was he who forced India and Pakistan to come to a ceasefire? The question here is not who called first. Maybe he told DGMO Pakistan that you should call India. India is not going to call you.
Is that the same as saying Narendra surrender? Because that is a totally different allegation.
Yes. Because when you are there to decimate Pakistan, terrorist infrastructure, you have to take it to the end where you win. Pakistan is hammering, Pakistan is firing at Rajouri.
What was the expectation? That we completely flatten all of Pakistan? Is that the expectation?
The expectation is that when you enter into a war, you have to achieve your goals. You do, first of all, you say your goal is to demolish.
Which goal? The
government says.
You are going to stand in the studio.
You will say standing in the studio. What
were the goals given to our security forces? Did they not achieve that? In your view, Ashutosh, why you think we didn't achieve?
I will just say what the Indian government said, that they were there to demolish the Pakistani terrorist infrastructure. That obviously hasn't been to the satisfaction of most of the Indians.
Who said that? Satisfaction of Congress party or satisfaction of Ashutosh Mishra? Satisfaction of who?
Satisfaction of the Indonesian attaché who was called back, who is an army person. You don't call him a liar. Satisfaction of CDS who says that there were losses. The air chief had also said.
First thing, he was a Navy person, not an army person. Yes, let me read. Don't show RP Singh, please.
Let me finish it.
No, you have spoken about the satisfaction.
Let me finish. You asked the question, what is Narendra surrender? You haven't allowed me to answer that.
You have said that we haven't allowed me to the satisfaction.
The surrender.
Okay, 20 seconds, complete your point.
The surrender here is what the opposition alleges is that because a friend of Narendra Modi is in trouble in US DOJ, who's they have not yet given the who has been caught. No, they haven't got a clean. They has been asked to appear in US, and that is not being delivered here. The subpoena is not being delivered.
Okay.
The SEC has that, and that's why the opposition alleges that Indian interests were sort of
Indian interests were compromised. Were the operational goals not achieved? Air Marshal Srivastava, please respond to him.
So instead of responding to a political kind of thought or line of debate, I would just say military goals were completely achieved. Yes. Any conflict is like a bottomless pit. You can start a conflict, but to end a conflict means a lot of things. So unless there's a huge difference in gains, the enemy is not going to stop. The enemy in this case was Pakistan. And our man, which is the skill of the people who were on the forefront, and our machines, which are indigenous, Atmanirbhar. We didn't depend on the ammunitions or the launching mechanisms or the space system, because I just want to bring in one more factor here. That if you trace from Kargil, what did we do? Kargil, we did that very high altitude. We were able to push back people without crossing the LOC. Then came Uri. Uri, what we did, we crossed the line in a very small way. And that kind of line, if you ask armed forces, sometimes we do it with knowledge of the nation, or sometimes otherwise we do it because we do the hot chase, which is not going to become an international issue. The second one, Balakot, we did cross through an aircraft deep into the territory of Pakistan. And I'm telling you, I have grown through the Air Force. We were there to attack Pakistan, and we were itching because your blood boils when somebody throws that kind of thing and attacks your parliament. You want to really attack. There was a saturation attack planned. We were asked to withdraw just a few minutes before. So I think that was a good thing done, because as a nation, if you take the national concept, in our opinion, is the total national might depends on we are en route of prosperity. We are not going down into dumps like Pakistan. We don't have to match up with them. We have to call a spade when required, and we have to go through the punitive strikes. So we crossed and we hit, and of course they had a deniability clause. They said nothing happened here, but we know it happened.
Okay.
We really killed.
But
now coming to our Op Sindoor, Madhav, give me 5 minutes.
Okay, complete.
So when you talk of methods were very potent, because we also had this time the advantage of electronic warfare assets. We had the space assets. We also had our Akash Tir and ICCS. You know a target, but you want to hit a target. Why was Pakistan so fumbled up? Because they did not have a mechanism which is not so visible like Akash Tir and ICCS.
I'm coming to that, but you made a very important point. In the past, Ashutosh, the point being made over here, and we have struck deep into Pakistan territory as far as Bahawalpur, which has never happened before. The point being made over here is even when the forces had prepared and planned in the case of other terror strikes to hit back to Pakistan, they were held back at the last moment. And we all know what happened after 2008 Mumbai terror attacks. No response from India militarily speaking. What is your response to this?
No, that is a political decision. The thing here
That's
is,
not a failure. But pulling back is.
The thing here is at that time it was decided, as he was saying, that India is doing well economically, and you don't get the benefits of attacking
What logic is
Pakistan.
We're not doing
Just let
well
me
economically
finish.
now.
You have to just let me finish, and then you will get it. And that we will a fight with Pakistan will not be as beneficial as taking it up at the international level. Now, what has happened here? You have struck Pakistan, but all over the world, the world is the other foreign countries are criticizing terrorism, but none of them are naming Pakistan. That is a big failure on part of Narendra Modi to convey to the world that Pakistan is terroristan, as Jaishankar keeps saying.
Have we failed diplomatically? Have we failed diplomatically speaking, RP Singh? That point is coming up for the second time during this debate, that because we were not able to communicate our victory, even if we won it and our security forces did do it, why were we not able to communicate that effectively to the world and other people coming out and condemning Pakistan strongly enough?
Well, wait for some more time. Our export of the arm will grow up. There are already a lot of things lined up. That clearly shows what we have done diplomatically. Because people are eyeing for our arms today. They are eyeing for our missiles today. The worldwide countries are looking for answers from us on the Operation Sindoor. Otherwise, the way we defeated Pakistan and way the Chinese arms were nullified, and they are looking for more supplies from us now worldwide. Just a matter of time. And it's being acknowledged worldwide. What more do you want to give as far as diplomacy goes?
But Ashutosh Mishra, do you believe that India won or lost Operation Sindoor?
As far as hammering Pakistan
yes or no?
was...
Simple question.
I'm answering you. As far as hammering Pakistan was when we hammered them, but the
operation was successful.
But the goal that Narendra Modi spoke of demolishing Pakistani terrorist infrastructure has not been fulfilled. The Pakistani terrorist infrastructure is not...
Okay. So can you wipe out terrorism? Sir, can you wipe out terrorism completely? Is it possible to hit all the terror targets? Won't they come out again before? Has it not happened before?
Then why do you make such big claims? Why
so we should not attack them.
Why
so we should not attack them.
Why these jumlas?
So we should not attack them. We should not take out terror strikes. We should allow them to keep causing attacks here in India.
You have to first, as one of the army major generals was speaking at that time, India has reduced its army strength through they are not recruiting enough army.
Army strength. That's the problem. That is the whole problem. You just said we have hammered. You just said we hammered Pakistan. We hammered Pakistan with less army strength. The point is that even if we assume the strength is less, the point is we are able to do so. The end of the day, the question still remains is, whether the Congress party, which is critical, and you have every right to question the government, no one's taking that away, but there has to be some amount of constructive criticism. When we are successful militarily, if we are still going to debate whether we were successful, not successful, whether the operation is on,
here
not
the whole
on,
question is about Modi-Trump relationship.
What is the parliament going to be doing?
Why was this operation stopped suddenly? And it's about the Modi-Trump talk, on which only Narendra Modi can make a statement.
Yours pleasure is the question.
Give me a second, sir. Give me a second. No, next time, army should ask you whether we should stop the operation or not. The DGMO approach, the Indian DGMO, this was record. And also,
hide behind the army every time. You are again trying to hide behind the army. Army has not been questioned.
I want to take you back on the question you said. You said that it is under the pressure of the United States. How many times did Prime Minister Modi and President Trump talk before the Narendra Sindoor statement was made? Tell us.
You see, that again is something that Narendra Modi can answer.
But you know about
Trump can say 25 times. Trump is saying 25 times that I forced this ceasefire. Why hasn't Narendra Modi denied it? Narendra Modi hasn't denied it yet.
No, he said that there was no other conversation.
Just one very important
Correct, one by one, please.
One second. One second. Now, this
you
is
can answer
CDS
this
statement.
question together.
CDS statement on
Come
record.
to that point. See, that's
No,
the
it's very important because he has spread lies.
Please
We
calm
flew
down. Please
all
calm
our
down.
jets again, targeting
Mr.
all
RTC,
very long
Mr.
range.
RTC, we can't
We
debate
flew
like
all
this.
our
We will
jets
come
again
back to that
by the
point.
CDS.
We are on a very important point,
you're
Mr.
flipping the
RTC.
statement,
Karan
sir. That's
Verma,
very
I want you to
unfair.
comment on this. I'm shutting down all other traders. Karan Verma, respond to him on the simple point that there was no clarification of the government that did Prime Minister Modi and President Trump speak or not. Is that factually correct for him to say?
So right away, the foreign secretary put out a statement, and even after Narendra Modi's phone call to Donald Trump at G7 when Trump had left, it was clarified that it had nothing, it had absolutely no bearing on the impact. And does he know? I want to put this question. Today, India has slapped retaliatory tariffs against US in steel and aluminium at the WTO level. Right. India is following its own policy. It's buying oil from Russia despite their threats of secondary tariffs and whatnot. US is saying India is very tough. You know, we are not able to strike a trade deal with them. So what does he expect? Does he expect Modi ji to go out and elbow Trump? That's not how diplomacy works. And, you know, for them to say that diplomacy failed. Do you know, Madhav, in 1971, when we had that war with Pakistan, every single Middle East country not just passed a resolution, many of them sent weapons. Not just that, even Sri Lanka offered its base to Pakistan. That is where we've come from. Today, not a single OIC nation passed a resolution, even though we crossed the border and attacked them. The German counterpart with S. Shankar said, you have the right to defend.
Japanese.
That is how far we've come.
I want to bring in Vandana Sinha, the only lady on the panel. And Vandana Sinha, I want you to respond to this. Is the Aam Aadmi Party going to take the same line as the Congress Party in the House? Are you also going to say that Operation Sindoor failed or question Operation Sindoor's success? What is the line that the Aam Aadmi Party is going to take in this debate?
See, as far as the Indian military is concerned, we do really have a big respect for them, and definitely we don't question Indian military. But as far as this Modi ji is concerned, our non-biological Prime Minister has to answer the
But yet there
crores
was
of
sabot
Indians.
demanded in one of those strikes. It was Balakot, if I'm not mistaken, from the Aam Aadmi Party.
Sorry?
The Aam Aadmi Party demanded sabut after Balakot attack.
No, exactly.
So the
See,
respect for the military there is
it's
questionable.
not about the Indian
That's what
military.
BJP would
It's
say.
not about the Indian military. It's about our non-biological Prime Minister. When the crores of Indians were left unanswered, why the US President came and says the ceasefire, and he claims 25 times that it is a result of the just claiming the result of a trade brokerage. Why did not Narendra Modi came and said? Even though the entire India was our Narendra Modi, with entire India was ready for this to Pakistan to learn their lesson. कहाँ गए वो चार? कहाँ? My question is,
tell me,
चार आतंकवादी पकड़े गए.
Answer a simple
पकड़े
question.
गए.
What would Mr. Kejriwal do if he was in Prime Minister Modi's place differently? Tell us.
See, as far as this, if you talk about the Arvind Kejriwal, he listen, he understand what exactly needs to be done on the right time. As far as the Narendra Modi is concerned, he does not want to listen the country. He does not want to listen the country.
Prime Minister Modi has not listened. What will he do
See,
different?
is he ready to answer the questions? He is not ready for the debate. No, he is not ready to debate and discussion. He does not believe on the debate and discussion.
The government has announced he is intervening in the House.
Therefore, he is out of the country. The special session was not called.
So आप क्या कहते हैं? आप चाहते हैं कि यूके के साथ FTA ना साइन हो, मालदीव्स की विजिट ना हो?
How many times Narendra Modi conducted a press conference? Is he believing
that? No.
Is he believing in the debate and discussion?
Simple question is about the handling of Trump. You are questioning Trump. You are questioning Trump's statements. Trump said so many times that this is related to trade, etc. What would Mr. Arvind Kejriwal do if he was Prime Minister? Tell us one concrete step that he would take.
Exactly, something must be taken by the Arvind Kejriwal. Arvind Kejriwal's vision is very different from Narendra Modi.
What step? What will he do different?
When it comes, definitely he would do what he did. See, Arvind Kejriwal is the one who believes on the work, not only on talking. कहाँ गए वो चार आतंकवादी? क्यों नहीं आज तक उसका मोदी जी जवाब दे पा रहे हैं?
आपने मेरे सवाल का जवाब एक और सवाल के साथ किया. You have not answered my question despite asking you this. But let me put this question back to RP Singh. Where are the accused? Where are those terrorists? That's the question that opposition continues to ask.
Where is Ajmat Ali? You remember Ajmat Ali? Who was a key accused in Samjhauta Express? Was caught red-handed and was later on given on a platter to Pakistan. You remember that? And also coming on the statement Trump. Do you remember what did Obama said? What did Obama say?
You're also doing the same thing, Jason.
No, what did Obama say?
Question, you're answering that question. It's not about whataboutery. Where are the terrorists? The country needs to know where the terrorists are.
More than 100 terrorists have been killed in Pakistan in retaliation to those four.
No, and where are those four?
No, Madhav, it's not that through satellite you pick up a person. It takes time.
But there is NIA, you have agencies.
No, it takes time.
There are many people to do that.
It takes time. But yes, the process is on, but we have killed so many terrorists across the border in retaliation. But coming to the statement of Trump, what do you remember what did Obama said? That Manmohan Singh ji said, no, I won't attack because of that there will be a lot of Rashtrabat here. Lot of nationalism for here, and I won't attack
At
Pakistan.
least we responded. Manmohan Singh failed to do that. Respond to RP Singh.
Today, first of all, sir, thank you for your services because people like you were safe. Sir was right in your show, and I quote him. He says, when Parliament was attacked, Sir's blood boiled. You criticize Manmohan Singh for not attacking. I'm with you. I support the Congress, I'm with you. We should have attacked. Tell them to accept that Prime Minister Vajpayee, he put the Indian Army up, Operation Parikrama, after the Parliament of India was attacked. And Madhav, you know this, don't interrupt me. The most number of casualties we've had in the Indian Army in peacetime is when pulling back our soldiers in Operation Parikrama. The most number of our soldiers have been martyred has been that. Parikrama, sorry. It's been that. And it's because you guys refuse to put it up. Sorry, please just hold on. That is what they do. Did anyone say Prime Minister Vajpayee was appeasing somebody or Prime Minister Vajpayee is not a nationalist? Let's come to Prime Minister Vajpayee even went to Karachi and to Lahore. Did anyone say? One second, sir.
What made Manmohan Singh say that?
I'm not interrupted. Please give me the courtesy.
Okay, let him make his point. 30 seconds, conclude your point.
Please give me the courtesy. The fact of the matter here is, and I'm repeating for the viewers of Times Now to know, a perception is being created that the opposition is saying Operation Sindoor was a defeat. No. The opposition is saying it is because of the armed forces and brave men like him, we hammered Pakistan from 48 till today, we continue to hammer them.
So what's the question
to ask, one second, the question to ask is, and I quote the defense attaché in Indonesia, we did lose some aircraft and that happened only because of the constraints given by the political leadership. I don't know in the history of this country has any political leadership tied the hands of the army. Why the hell did you tie our Air Force's hands? You should have allowed them to smash Pakistan. That's the question we are asking.
Calm down. Yeah, RP Singh.
It is a quote of the CDS. We flew all our jets against targeted. Hold on. Hold on. Hold your breath. Hold your breath. Hold your breath now.
Okay, calm down. Yeah.
Hold your breath now.
Relax.
We flew all our jets again, targeting at a very long range. This is not me. CDS on record saying so.
Just one line.
So
just one line. Just one line. Just one line. Only one line. Thank you.
There is a
Only one line. The same CDS says, what is important is that not the jets being down, but why they were down. Because of the constraints of your government. The Indian Air Force down. You let our people down. You should
One second. Enough. Air Vice Marshal. There has to be 1 second. When we have men and women, no, nothing will go on record. We will have to advise in the show right here. Air Vice Marshal Srivastava, simple question. This statement that they are quoting, first of all, how appropriate is it for somebody in uniform to be making such statements? Are they authorized to make such statements because they are part of an Indian mission abroad? Should they have been perhaps a little more circumspect to that extent? And secondly, is there any truth in this allegation that has been made as far as his observation of this individual is concerned? I want you to comment on that.
There are two dimensions to the statement. First is, I don't know what is the culture today because I retired a long time back. I wouldn't have made that statement in any capacity in the public media. Because that's not what we do. We fight our war, and wars have their own problems. But let me tell you one more thing, which is very important dimension. We didn't lose a life. If we didn't lose a life, the aircraft was recoverable. There are all kinds of battle damages. They can be termed as losses. They can be termed as whatever you say. When I launch a missile, it's a very costly missile. If it doesn't go to the target, it's not precision, I lose that missile because I haven't achieved my objective. So we record losses in different ways. I go over Karachi, I'm not able to hit the port, it's a loss of mission, sortie and all the things ammunition I carried. Because let me remind you, in Kargil, there was a consideration, we had very limited number of laser guided bombs, and it meant that I should carry a lightning pod, light up the target and then only hit with the LGB. And LGB brought about the change in the whole warfare pattern. So LGB was very costly at that point of time. We had to take a breath and then use it. So losses in the context, unless they are really defined, they don't mean anything. But if there's no loss of life, a pilot is a very, very costly resource. Extremely costly resource, because by the time he becomes combat worthy 24/7, he's already, nation has spent, forget about his life, already nation has spent millions and millions of dollars over him.
Absolutely. Let me bring up, yeah.
So that is the thing, that takes us to the point. These losses, as rightly our DG, the Air Force's DG said, it doesn't matter. It really, and they were recurable.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ, डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड, मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
वेलकम दादा। वाह, अरे भाई ब्रेकफास्ट मिलेगा? हाँ जी। हीटर? हाँ जी। तो अब क्या सूरज लाओगे?
Behind the ceasefire. Truth is that Trump got the ceasefire done is again what Rahul Gandhi is saying. The Prime Minister in his conversation with President Trump has been quoted as being saying that there's no US-India trade talks during hostilities. Now, this is as clear as it gets on record. And I want to bring in Nikhil Jain on this. Why is this repeated bogey being, cited that there is some pressure of trade, there is some pressure of commerce? See, President Trump could be very well playing to the gallery for his own constituency, domestically speaking. So, should we take President Trump's word at face value or our own Prime Minister's? Nikhil.
So, Madhav, the thing is, so far as Operation Sindoor is concerned, if we call it the limited military hostilities that were carried out by the Indian Air Force and the Indian Army between the 7th of May to the 10th of May, it was a success. But the problem is we don't really know what Operation Sindoor is so far as Government of India is concerned, and I'll tell you why I say that.
I'm talking about the Trump aspect.
I'm on this point only. At one hand, I see a statement on the 10th of May before any Indian outlet, before any Pakistani outlet, Donald Trump announcing to the world that a ceasefire has happened. I don't know how did he know about it. Whether he called up the Prime Minister, he called up Pakistan, he called up India, that is for a different debate. The point is, how did Donald Trump, the President of United States, announce it first in the world? Secondly, our government tells us that Operation Sindoor is still going on. That begs the question, if a match is continuing, how is there a winner or a loser in the match? The match has to first complete. Only after that. No.
Again, we are this is where I started the debate. We're going back there.
No, I'm not going back on that. I'm
to the Air Force, man.
I'm showing.
Let him make his point.
I am trying to point out.
Standing next to that mirror, you can say so.
RP sir,
come on, sir.
Let me make my point. Let me at least make my point. The point that I'm trying to make to your viewers is that this government has a complete lack of clarity to what they really want to say.
What is the lack of clarity?
Right now you quoted. I'll tell you.
What is the lack of clarity?
Right now you quoted the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Modi, saying Operation Sindoor halted after direct military talks.
Yeah.
This was a statement given by our Prime Minister.
It's paused.
Halted, right? But Operation Sindoor is still going on.
It is on pause. Let's not get into semantics. One thing is very clear. I think India's position
has there been a ceasefire or not? You started the introduction, Madhav.
They have called it. Yes, I'm telling you what the Foreign Secretary has said. They have said that this is a cessation of the firing from Indian side. And this is the point is that is why they are saying Operation Sindoor is active. If there's any misadventure by Pakistan side, we will respond in the same might.
Madhav,
that is the government stated position. Why is it so difficult?
Madhav, how is the cessation of fire different from a ceasefire? It is the exact same thing.
No, it is not. That is where, Nikhil Jain, there is a little bit of difference. Let me bring in fact, Air Marshal Srivastav. Would you like to explain? Is this so hard a concept to understand?
I just want to bring about why an adversary or enemy proposes to do the ceasefire. So let's go on the previous night, and who would he go to in case he wishes to stop us or whatever he wants to do? What happened the previous night? The previous night, you hit the nuclear command and control center.
That's not being confirmed by India.
That's not the on-record statement. That's not the on-record.
11 bases were hit.
Responsible country. India doesn't do that.
Then 11 bases were hit.
Yes.
And you hit one of those, and there you can see the satellite pictures. As we interpret them, he's right. I think you're very right.
Thank you, sir.
But interpretation is that we hit that. And that was a very serious issue because they are not talking about taking GHQ to Islamabad. It wouldn't happen without any reason or understanding. Second thing, if you go by any estimate what you see the satellite pictures, nearly 1/5 of the Pakistani Air Force seems to have been disabled. Now, for them to come back and to fight a war, a real war, is very difficult. So you always presume when you're in that position, he can proposition that please let's hold the ceasefire. And the purpose of the goal of this whole operation was that we wanted to give a punitive deterrence, create a punitive deterrence for all kinds of jihadi or
military action from Pakistan side. Why is that so difficult to understand, Nikhil Jain? We've created that deterrence. That's there in what a public position is, and it's stated to the world.
See, we started the debate. Everybody representing the opposition has started the debate by saying that nobody is questioning the military success. We all believe that it was a complete military success. But when you talk about an action against another country, even if it is an anti-state actor, you have to.
Did Narendra surrender? You said Narendra surrender or the DGMO?
Madhav, hold on. I didn't interject.
But please answer
Madhav, this. I pointed out first that there is a complete lack of clarity.
Complete clarity from the DGMO, sir. If you are not comprehending it, that means you don't trust him.
How do you?
Simple jawab.
When will you stop hiding behind the army?
DGMO clearly said.
When will you stop hiding behind the military in everything?
Now he's shouting because he doesn't have the answer.
One second, you question.
I am questioning the Prime Minister. He'll talk about the DGMO. I question the Defence Minister. He'll talk about the
You did the same thing. I have you said
when I point out a statement by the CDS, they will very easily dismiss it.
I can check that.
When I tell you statement by the defense attack, no, this does not happen. Only the DGMO matters to them because the DGMO said what they want.
No, but the point is, one second. Are you believing the DGMO? Are you believing the?
He just said. No, Madhav, he just said the DGMO will say what they want. That is what Nikhil Jain just said. That's a big thing. That is what they believe.
Can I complete the point? Can I complete the point that I wanted to make without
his interjection? Point here. That is what you've been trying to say the whole debate, Nikhil.
Okay. Conclude. Make his point. 20 seconds.
That's what Rahul Gandhi is trying to do.
My point is that so far as an operation or any sort of action against another country is concerned, you have the military aspect of it, you have the diplomatic aspect of it, you have the communications aspect of it. We did a fabulous job in the military aspect of it. But so far as the diplomatic aspect of it is concerned, so far as the communications aspect of it is concerned, there we have thoroughly failed. See,
what would Rahul Gandhi do differently? Now you answer the question.
I'll tell you what.
Since he's so
and on a lighter note, and
one minute, please, don't do this. Don't do this, Mr. Speak on your turn, please. Nikhil Jain, respond. What would Rahul Gandhi do differently? Tell us.
To begin with, Rahul Gandhi would not have been so chummy with Donald Trump to go and campaign for him in Texas. Secondly,
this is about this crisis. This crisis is what we are
asking about. Please answer about this crisis. You have to put it in context. On this crisis, Rahul Gandhi would have very clearly come out, made a public statement and said, listen, Mr. Donald Trump, you do not have the right, power or authority to mediate a dispute between India and any other country. We are a sovereign. You do not have the power to do that.
Following that call,
was that a public statement?
What's a public statement?
Was that a statement of the Prime Minister? Prime Minister.
Who was a statement of?
It was a statement reported in the press from the government of India that the Prime Minister spoke to Donald Trump about it.
What is? The government put it out.
Why does the Prime Minister not speak?
This is
रोज मन की बात करते हैं, एक बारी आके बोल दें डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प तुमने नहीं कहा.
1 minute.
How difficult is that?
Nikhil Jain, after a conversation between President Trump and Prime Minister Modi, when have you seen anything else happen that Prime Minister Modi comes out and gives a speech? Have you ever seen that happen?
Why does he not?
No, why should he? That is a diplomatic protocol.
Donald Trump is protocol.
That's a protocol.
I'll tell you why should he.
Okay, have you seen this happen?
I'll tell you why should he.
Have you seen this happen in the case of any other country?
In any other case, do you have a president of the United States going around the world telling for 25 times?
That is rhetorical.
No,
but
that's not rhetorical. You have to put it in context.
If the government has made its position clear, where is the question of running?
Why is the Prime Minister not saying that? And let me on the Prime Minister did not say that. Prime Minister himself has not made a public statement condemning Donald Trump. Prime Minister has not.
Briefing also.
Madhav, this is the problem with this government.
No,
Madhav, this is the problem. No, I am not saying Donald Trump. You are joining the Prime Minister as accountability.
Karan Verma, respond to him now.
Nikhil, that is not how diplomacy works. You don't have world leaders cursing at each other. That is not how it works. The foreign secretary, who's the right person,
But you have world leaders campaigning
Listen to the response.
What world leaders campaigning for each other?
No, Nikhil,
in their domestic politics.
That has nothing to do with Operation Sindoor.
Do you have world leaders campaigning for each other in their domestic politics?
No.
I'm just returning the courtesy.
You got a chance to speak.
I did not do
I'm
that.
returning the courtesy of
I did not
One by one.
These people have suddenly, Madhav, started taking Trump on so much of face value. Just 2 days back, Donald Trump said, which stupid person has hired this Fed chief? Turns out it was Donald Trump who had hired him 8 years back. This man said in 24 hours, we'll have a ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine, 48 hours Israel and Palestine. Nobody takes him that seriously. Many of his caucuses inside the Republican Party. Now you suddenly stick to every word he says.
अरे पर मोदी जी कैंपेन क्यों कर रहे थे उनका? अब की बार ट्रंप सरकार क्यों हो रही है?
क्या तरीका है?
Why did the Prime Minister
That is what they do in Parliament.
There has to be
Why are you shouting when you don't have a point?
In the arguments. Let me come in one by one. Tehseen, I want to ask you another question. Since we believe everything that President Trump says, we also believe now when President Trump says that 5 jets were shot down, are we going to go with that statement of President Trump
He
also?
didn't mention India or Pakistan. 5 jets when he said 5 jets.
I believe firmly, and I'm speaking for everyone here, please indulge me, that on May 10th, and I'm quoting Shahbaz Sharif, before they could hit us with the Shaheen missiles, before वहाँ पे फजर की नमाज हुई, हमारे वहाँ ब्रह्म मुहूर्त होते, we destroyed them at Noor Kha. So it was Noor Kha that rattled them actually, at Noor Kha. And that's what then Shahbaz Sharif got a call from Asim Munir, and then they asked for a surrender. That is absolute. So now I'm putting it on record. The only person who came begging to DGMO India was DGMO Pakistan. No if, no but. I speak for the opposition. We are all on page. The question we are asking is, brave men like Sir have served and we got the Pakistan to surrender. We think that this is an insult of our military, no matter what foreign relations it is, Karan, that the foreign sovereign keeps on humiliating our army and our Prime Minister by saying he got the ceasefire done, and it is wrong. We believe that he's also put this on affidavit in a New York court. What we are asking our Prime Minister to do, very simply, and we believe our Prime Minister, is to make this statement in Parliament, not a vague statement that he's made in a public rally where he said kisi ne nahi karaya, or the press release which was only done in India after he talk with President Trump, the one who spoke about G7, in Parliament, to make a simple, just one line, a simple statement. I, Prime Minister Modi, am putting it on record that no President Trump did not intervene. He is misleading us. Simple record. So why is it wrong? Why is it my Prime Minister? I trust my Prime Minister.
Why do you believe this won't happen in the Parliament next year?
Because I'll tell you why I believe. I'll tell you why I believe, and I'll take 10 seconds. 10 seconds. I'll tell you 10 seconds why I believe. Because the minute the leader of opposition in Rajya Sabha, Kharge ji, got up and asked this question, the BJP president and leader of the house in Rajya Sabha, Nadda ji, gets up and orders the vice president and chair, nothing will go on record, delete it. Okay. That's why we respond.
But one thing went on record. 5 hours later, the VP's resignation went out.
VP went out, record
one second.
The scene कितना झूठ बोलेगा आज ने साबित कर दिया. Nadda ji never said that.
Sir, prove me wrong.
Give me a second.
I'll apologize.
Give me a second. Hold on. No.
Okay, sir. Okay.
He never told to the vice president. He said this won't go on record, but you said there's a rule.
What?
There's a rule. Not that asking the vice president. They again misquoted.
That's exactly what you said.
What I'm saying will go on record, what you're saying won't. That's the rule.
Secondly,
that's what he said.
Is he to dictate? Is the BJP president
rule? That's as per the
BJP president. He's speaking the rule.
Secondly,
okay, one by one.
Vice president.
Okay, RTC conclude.
Madhav, the MEA has stated on record, the spokesperson of MEA stated on record what transpired between Donald Trump and Prime Minister Modi. And it was put on record, the complete statement. But they don't believe in it.
S. Shankar has said it.
No. He said, when the MEA spokesperson is saying, he's saying in behalf of the Prime Minister of the country.
Of course.
He's not saying any he's representing the Indian government.
Why is it so difficult to believe something that comes out of the Minister of External Affairs? One second, Karan, just 1 second. Ashutosh, why is it so difficult to believe a statement if it's coming from the MEA? They are tasked with handling the diplomacy of the country and communication related to diplomacy. If that is the protocol when it comes to 1 second, no, please don't do this. When it comes to bilateral meetings and discussions between heads of state, there is certain protocol you would also appreciate. If that has been followed, what is the problem here?
So before I answer this question, I will answer an earlier question that you asked. what would Rahul Gandhi have done differently? And Rahul Gandhi has stated that.
You thought of the answer.
And he has time and again said that I would find out why Pulwama happened. Why no one has been punished for Pulwama? Because Narendra Modi went around asking for votes in the name of Pulwama. Thereafter, Pahalgam happened. Because our NIA...
What happened post-Pulwama?
You have forgotten Pulwama.
What happened post-Pulwama?
14 February you have forgotten.
No, Balakot was not
14 February. I mean, Narendra Modi was in Jim Corbett Park.
Was Balakot before or after Pulwama?
He was asked. No, the thing is, he has asked. Has anyone been punished?
The Chinese ambassador here during Doklam.
Nobody has been punished.
He's talking about the intelligence failures.
Intelligence failures. NIA. I use the word NIA. Why has no head rolled? Rahul Gandhi has asked again and again why that intelligence failure wasn't accounted for, people punished, and that's why Pahalgam happened. Because Pahalgam is again a
pattern in both these cases.
One more thing.
Pattern of intelligence failure, both these cases, nobody held accountable in the system. Quick response. We're almost out of time.
Madhav, Government of India has already accepted that yes, there's an intelligence failure in Pahalgam also. We accepted that and we'll answer this in the parliament.
Who's held accountable?
No, that will happen
Indians
also.
Have died on the border from Pakistani fire and the border is still out. Show me where India has been hurt. Indian houses have been damaged. Indian children have been killed in Jammu.
Completely out of time on this discussion. RP Singh, Karan Verma, Air Vice Marshal PK Srivastava, Advocate Nikhil Jain, Tehseen Poonawalla, Ashutosh Mishra, Vandana Sinha. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us on this edition of the National Debate.